AITA for telling my DIL I am done and I will not be getting anything for her family. I can't believe I have to say this. Redditors, not everyone lives near a huge shopping area. I don't even know where the nearest Target is because it's not close. Sometimes your options get real small real quick with physical shopping. I am so tired of this. My DIL is extremely picky what goes into her home. It has to be follow all of her rules. Can't be from a company she doesn't support. Basically no plastic. No overstimulating colors. No small pieces. No large toys since they take up too much space. I have tried time after time to get her something she will like. I have asked for lists but I never get any. I thought for my granddaughter's birthday. 4F. A few months ago I found the perfect wood train set. Apparently not. It was too loud for them to play with. I tried to get her a nice knife set. No, didn't support the company. I don't even know what was wrong with the company. Pioneer Women Knives. It was a decent set. Not super high-end. I reached my limit today. I got my granddaughter her own stuff for her Christmas trees in her room. I had permission to do this. We went to shopping and she picked out her own light and ornaments. I bought what she wanted and it got set up. Well, she saw the tree and was pissed. Too much plastic on the tree. They are ornaments. I wasn't buying glass ones the kid could break. I told her I was done. I am not getting any gifts for the family because she is impossible. She called me a jerk and I just need to work harder. My son is mad at me for arguing with his wife. NTA, stop trying to please someone who can't be pleased. Give your granddaughter a gift card to a store she likes and be done with it. Your son and daughter-in-law are rude, ungrateful and have unrealistic expectations. I would have started to give the same treatment you receive and criticize every gift they give. Send a donation to a charity in the family's honor and make a deposit into a savings account for your grandchild. Ren. That way your DIL has nothing physical to complain about because gift giving isn't a scavenger hunt. NTA. Donate to this plastic-free charity in their name. That will put her right in a corner. If she's so against plastic she can't whine about it. I bet she will change her tune when she gets this instead of an actual gift. https www.undo.org/littlebillia. GadSource equals 1 and GCLID equals CJKSHA IAG 9 URBHBEIWAGW 88 MTW 4 XPIR 4N95 LDIUYUHQIFIRTARQEHJ 2S7 WKP6 CXHFAL1 MJs 1s and ROX 7 MQA. VDBWE. Instead of buying gifts for anyone, start putting your budgeted gift money into some kind of savings just for the grandkids. They will probably want to leave home the minute they graduate from high school and you'll have a nice nest egg to start them off with. Put what you'd spend on a gift in an account. Send a card with $5. When she's 18 and ready for higher learning or other things 18-year-olds need, give it to her. Or teach her how to invest. NTA. I'm as hippie as it gets. And this is just insufferable. NTA. I share many of your daughter-in-law's views. But I don't expect others to read my mind. I ask people to please not buy me objects as I prefer not to contribute to landfills. The problem with your daughter-in-law is that she is imposing her views and tastes on her children. I also dislike bright colors and loud noises. But when one chooses to have children, one must prioritize their happiness over one's own. Many children love bright colors and noise. I'm the DIL who is very picky. My mill often buys toys I find obnoxious for my low, but I try to give her ideas of what would be okay. And I just quietly give away things that she ignored me about. She's being rude and setting you up to fail by not giving you any guidance on what would be okay. And a wooden train being too loud is ridiculous. So she's not the AW for having strong preferences. But you're NTA because she didn't try to work with you, and that makes her an AH. This is not a judgment either way. Just a little bit of information based on thing you said. Ree Drummond. The pioneer woman's family retains much of their wealth due to being the largest landowner in the oil-rich Osage County, Oklahoma. This is significant because they first got that land through some extremely shady dealings with the Osage tribe who originally owned that land. The book and film versions of Killers of the Flower Moon depict the events which lead up to the Drummond family acquiring much of their land. Plus she herself has a history of being quite racially insensitive. Plus she and her family are incredibly racist. So basically there is quite a bit wrong with the pioneer woman and her family. Hopefully this helped you understand at least part of what you were confused about. ETA. Change the wording of the fact that she and her family are also racist assholes. ETA 2. After reading Op's comments and her refusal to even attempt to respect her DIL's wishes. Or else lives in the only place on earth where you can't order ethically sourced wooden ornaments online. Makes me think YTA. NTA. She can't impose so many restrictions and then not provide ideas for things she deems suitable. She sounds extremely difficult to want to interact with. Wait, where is your son in all of this? What does he have to say, if anything at all? NTA. Either give her a check, a gift card, or make a charitable donation in her name. When my sil complained about the gift card I gave her, she thinks they're too impersonal. I switched to making a donation in her name to St. Jude. Only a heartless jerk would be upset about donating money to cancer kids. Whatever happened to being grateful for anything you receive? NTA. You don't need to try harder. DIL needs to try harder, not to be so insufferable. Don't be too hard on your son for taking her side. He has to live with the woman. Buy your granddaughter books from now on. Buy your son and DIL food gifts. NTA. Sometime. You just hit your breaking point. I told this story on another post. But I was invited to participate in my SIL's family Secret Santa. The only rule I was told was that it was $50 USD limit. I pulled my SIL's auntie. I know who auntie was. But I only ever saw her at family gatherings at my brother and SIL's house, so we never really spoke. Until Thanksgiving of that same year. Auntie had complimented me on a crocheted beanie I was wearing. She asked if I made it and seemed impressed when I told her that I had. So, when I pulled her name for Secret Santa, I thought, hey, I'll crochet her a beanie. I also crocheted a shawl to go along with the beanie, and I bought one of my favorite candles from Bath and Body Works. I wasn't able to join in on the Christmas festivities because I had to work. At the time, I worked front desk at a hotel. We alternated holidays. So because I had Thanksgiving off, I worked Christmas. I gave my brother auntie's gift to hand out when the time came. A few days later, I get a phone call from my brother who began to interrogate me about how much I spent. As it turns out, auntie wasn't as impressed with my crocheted beanie as she let on, and made it known she was very offended at my cheap gift. I already didn't have the best relationship with my sil, and my disrespect towards her aunt made her dislike me all the more. Apparently, I misunderstood the $50 limit. $50 was the minimum, not the maximum. Technically, I did spend more than $50. I bought 3 skeins of yarn that were $12.99 each, and the candle was $25 alone. I flat out told my brother that Sil and Auntie can kick rocks. My language was just a little more colorful, and I told him that unless it involved just him and or my niece, I would never attend another function or holiday with Sil and her family. That was in 2007. Gift cards are a godsend. And if they aren't personal enough, or you haven't put any effort in, well, you can be done. You aren't a mind reader. And if DIL can't be bothered to even send you a wish list, who can blame you for giving up? You can quietly put any money you might have spent on your granddaughter into a college fund, and buy her a few unapproved of toys she can play with at your home when she comes to visit. NTA. I get that her demands are super annoying and you don't have to give her anything. But there are also cardboard, fabric ornaments in nearly every store that sells Christmas decorations that I know. I am not sure why you think glass and plastic are the only options, tbh. NTA. Your DIL sounds exhausting. I just want to make sure I understand this correctly. She has previously asked you not to give things that are plastic. She's had issues with plastic before. So you got ornaments that are made out of plastic? I'd be pretty frustrated too if I was your DIL. Honestly. There are ornament sets you could order online that are wooden or stuffed animals. Glass or plastic weren't your only options. The nothing with small pieces is very reasonable with a young child in the house. No large toys makes sense because of the space they take up. For the companies she doesn't support, I'd ask her for a list of companies she likes things from. If she won't give you a list, just do a college fund. My parents set up their own 529 plan for my daughter, and then my ex also has one for her. I put any money I want in the one my parents have. That's a great option going forward until your granddaughter has more of a say. NTA. You have made every reasonable attempt to please someone who sees the world differently than you. You've gone out of your way to understand her preferences and act accordingly. But she keeps moving the goalposts. Your DIL needs to understand that she is responsible for 50% of a functional relationship with you. And that means not just being clear about what she doesn't want, but being clear about what she does want. Think of a little kid who is a picky eater. Eventually we get tired of hearing them whine about the food they hate, and we put the onus on them to tell us what they want instead.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. AmITheAsshole is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.